Hello, everyone, and welcome to ABC All About Canada, a program that informs, inspires, and educates our fellow kababayans with important concerns happening in the Philippine-Canadian community. My name is Rovic Canono. I will be your host, and today's episode will have a very interesting topic. It's the 20 tips to prevent immigration fraud. And with us is a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. She is also a nominee for the 2024 RBC, or the Royal Bank of Canada Canadian Women's Entrepreneur Awards, a prestigious awards by one of the top banking companies here in Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome immigration consultant Arlene Gapus.
Hello po, magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Thank you, Sir Robs. Salamat sa opportunity na to. Ang ganda ng platform ninyo kasi it promotes public awareness at saka yung pagbibigay kaalaman sa ating mga kababayan. And thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. At maganda yung topic na napili mo, immigration fraud, dahil nga maraming kababayan natin na medyo nagkaroon ng sad stories, nagsayang ng pera, di ba? Na nababalitaan natin sa iba't ibang news.
Oo nga, at saka ngayon is March Prevention Month. At tama nga po yung sinabi ninyo, marami tayong mga kababayan na dumudulog sa atin. It's too late for them kasi nagbayad na sila and then hindi nila alam na fraud pala yung nakakausap nila.
That's right. Kaya ngayon mga kababayan, malalaman natin through our guest Arlene Gapus, the 20 tips to prevent immigration fraud. Pero kamusta ka muna dahil siguro tinatanong mga kababayan natin, saan ka ba based dito sa Canada?
Dito po sa Ontario, sa Niagara region, malapit kami sa Niagara Falls.
Wow. Yan ang isa sa mga kilala ng mga kababayan natin pag sinabing Canada, yung Niagara Falls na yan. Sa Pilipinas
Yes po.
naman, saan ka?
Pilipinas po sa Cordillera region. Lumaki ako sa Benguet, Lepanto Mines. Nag-college sa Baguio, taga Mountain Province yung mom and yung papa ko sa La Union. So, Ilocano, Igorot.
Okay, baka gusto mong batiin ang ating mga kababayan na fellow Ilocanos.
Yeah, Ilocano, Naimbag na Agsapayo, Kinaldaw, Kinyayo amin.
Sa mga kababayang Ilocano, alam niyo na kung sino ang kukontakin kung kayo po ay interesadong pumunta sa Canada. So, papasok na po tayo sa 20 top tips to prevent immigration fraud. Alright? Tip number 1.
Check your Canadian Immigration Consultant's title.
Okay.
So ito po yung mga tatlo lang ang authorized na pwedeng magbigay ng immigration advice. Ito yung tayo, Sir Robs, Regulated Canadian Immigration Consultants,
Okay.
members of the Canadian Law Society,
Yes.
or members of the Chambre de Notaire de Quebec. So yung mga agents o kaya yung mga employee o kaya yung mga education consultants, they are not authorized.
Oo nga. Dahil akala ng mga kababayan natin, porket sila ay representing, meron silang kausap, representing a school, o kaya ay mga travel agents, nagbibigay na sila ng mga advice, di ba? Oo.
Yes.
Ang authorized lang ng government, yung binanggit mong tatlo.
Tatlo, opo.
Okay, maliwanag yan mga kababayan. Okay, papasok na tayo sa tip number 2.
Number 2, remember that a diploma alone is not enough. So, hindi porket nag-aral ng immigration consultant ang nagbibigay ng advice sa inyo, hindi yon sapat. They have to be licensed at nakalista sila sa public register.
Okay, maliwanag na maliwanag. Napakagandang tip kasi nga, dito sa Canada, mag-aaral ka ng pagiging immigration consultant at magte-take ka, kumbaga sa Philippines, ang tawag boards, di ba?
Yes, licensing.
Oo, so hindi lamang meron kang diploma, kung hindi dapat pumasa ka doon sa board.
That's right. And here in Canada, it is illegal. It's an offense punishable by law na nagbibigay ka ng advice for a fee or benefit na wala kang lisensya.
True, oo. Paano ba malalaman? Ano ba yung license, ano ba license number mo For example.
Yes, my license number is R707. R770773. Ang daming 7.
Oo nga eh. Ako rin kasi marami ring 7. R708736.
Yeah.
Oo.
Mine is R707773. Yan. So, check Google. Go to Google and then type nyo doon, find your immigration consultant. And it will lead you to the website ng CICC or the Canadian Immigration Citizenship Consultants. Ito yung regulatory body na nag-oversee ng profession natin. So, mag-check nyo doon yung company ng licensed consultant, yung pangalan nila, o kaya naman yung license number. Doon din natin makikita kung suspended or na-revoke yung license ng consultant, o kaya naman meron silang dismissal.
Anong tip na ba yan? Nasa tip 2 pa
Tip
rin
number
yun.
2.
Sige, so okay, very good. So papasok na tayo sa tip number 3.
Always sign a service agreement. So yung service agreement natin na to, ito yung kontrata.
Ang tawag ng iba, retainer agreement.
Retainer agreement, yun po. Diyan po nakalagay lahat ng responsibilities ng consultant, responsibilities ng client, at saka yung mga terms, tsaka mga expectations.
Nandyan yung tama, yung terms of payment, di ba?
That's right. Doon nakalagay dapat transparent lahat kung kailan ka magbabayad, ano yung babayaran mo na to. So naka-breakdown lahat yung para saan yung binayaran mong yan.
Para sa safety ng ating mga kliyente, mga kababayan natin. Yan ang tinatawag na service agreement. Ang isang question dyan, common question dyan, Arlene, yung bang PF ng RCIC refundable?
That's a good question. Well, kasi the job has been done. Merong refund policies doon sa service agreement kung saan, kung hindi pa nasasubmit yung application, may unused funds kasi na sinubmit yung client. And if, for example, client na hindi pa nasasubmit yung application, that's when the unused funds can be refunded. Pero kung nasubmit na, the job has been done, at may decision na it's not refundable.
So, kunwari, ay common question, na-reject ako eh. So, yung PF, yung professional fee na RCIC, hindi refundable.
It's not refundable po.
Even though na-reject, di ba?
Yes po, kasi before the submission of the application, na laid out na lahat ng expectations and all of the means, di ba? Lahat tayo, before tayo mag-submit ng application, we wanted to make sure na kompleto ito at walang butas na makikita or question si immigration officer para ma-reject yung application.
Alright. Maliwanag na maliwanag. Sign a service agreement. Okay.
Service agreement.
Pasok na tayo sa tip number 4.
Number 4 is ensure the service agreement is signed by you and your immigration consultant. So dapat clear yung pangalan ng consultant kasi kung minsan yung mga mapanling lang, 'di ba? Na may service agreement sila pero walang nakalagay na consultant. 'Di ba? So make sure na napirmahan ninyo ng consultant yung service agreement.
Alright. Maliwanag na maliwanag. Kailan to nangyayari?
This is after the consultation. If the client has agreed na i-retain yung consultant, then the RCIC will send the service agreement at doon mag-i-initiate yung process.
Alright, very good. Okay, maliwanag na maliwanag. Okay, so papasok na tayo sa tip. Mga kababayan, pinag-uusapan natin 20 tips to prevent immigration fraud. Okay? So papasok na tayo sa tip number 5.
Sign the use of representative form. So ito yung authorization na license yung consultant mo, siya yung magre-represent sa'yo sa Immigration Canada.
Oo. Anong klaseng form ba ito? Baka hindi pa sila sanay. Anong pinaka-objective nito talaga? Although binanggit mo
Well,
na, oo.
yeah, yung use of representative form, ito yung IMM 5476. Ito yung this is a form that confirms na license nga yung immigration consultant who is representing you sa Immigration Canada. So pinipirmahan ito. Sometimes kasi yung mga nagpapanggap na consultants, they don't submit or they don't use of representative form, and then they create a GCKey account on
Mm.
behalf of the client. So ang labas nito DIY.
Oh, I see. Oo, oo, tama. Kumbaga, ah, sa kaalaman ng mga kababayan natin, ang bawat regulated Canadian immigration consultant, meron silang tinatawag na RCIC account, di ba? Kung saan
Yes.
yung mga kliyente. Ngayon, kapag yung gaya na sabi mo, kapag medyo fraudulent yung transaction nyo, gumagawa yung kausap mo na ahente lang ng account. Doon niya ipa-file yung application mo pero under your name,
Yes,
'di
that's
ba?
right.
Hindi under the name of the.
Consultant.
Oo, tama, tama. Oo.
Yes, kasi tayo, yun nga, kagaya ng sabi mo, meron tayong authorized representative portal. Ito
Mm.
yung
AR,
ARP,
ARP.
when we submit our clients' applications.
Tama, tama.
Ayan.
Yung bang use of representative form ay papaano kung libre?
Oh
Ang
yes, may
mag-anak.
tinatawag din namang pro bono.
Pro
Diba?
bono.
Pro bono. So, a representative will sign that
Mm,
kahit na hindi ka nagbayad sa kanila. At saka pwede rin naman to sa friends and family.
mm,
Diba?
mm.
So, this is an authorization that you are authorizing this person to represent you kay Immigration Canada.
So yung bang ano para lang sa kaalaman ng mga kababayan natin, yung service agreement ay agreement nyo na ang ng client at saka ng RCIC, di ba?
Yes.
Hindi fina-file yon sa, hindi part yon ng application.
No,
Ito,
it's not.
use of representative form, ito ay part ng application mo kapag nilodge na yung iyong application, tama?
That's right. Yes, kasama yan. If you are declaring that you have a representative and the representative will submit this, isa to sa mga mandatory requirements para sa ating mga RCICs.
Alright. Okay. Maliwanag na maliwanag. So, papasok na tayo sa ikapito na tip to prevent immigration fraud.
Number 6, do not sign a blank form containing false information. So ensure that everything on the form is complete and accurate before you sign it. Kasi di ba tayo, Sir Robs, before we submit the application, we return it to the client for them to review. Di ba na please confirm that all of the information that we have provided here is yours.
Yes.
Di ba? Ikaw lang ang nakakaalam ng information na yan. This is your application. So dapat alam mo ang lahat ng nakalagay doon. Diba? Hindi yung bigla mo na lang malalaman na may aso ka palang Apollo ang pangalan.
Oo, ikwento mo nga yan. Baka gusto mo ikwento yan sa kabatiran ng mga kababayan natin. A short story yung Apollo na yan.
Yung short story, di ba? Oh yes, this is it's true story that we have heard sa Omni News na marami tayong mga kababayan na na-ban sa Canada due to misrepresentation. Kasi I believe yung gawa-gawa. It's document fraud. Diba? So this is big. Diba? Na magpapasa ka ng information na hindi naman sa'yo. Document na hindi naman authentic.
Kumbaga, isang grupo sila na nag-file ng, although isa yung ahente na gumawa, parang kinopy-paste lang yung mga information. Bawat isa sa sila, meron silang aso na ang pangalan
Apollo, di ba? So,
huling-huli.
Huling-huli talaga. They think they can get away with it, pero hindi. IRCC has means. Kaya medyo matagal ang background check kasi iniisa-isa nila yan chine-check.
Kaya ang nangyari doon, mga kababayan, nung nahuli sila, naban sila ng 5 years.
Naban sila ng 5 years and even though na-approve na yung iba, binawi yung approval sa kanila, nabigyan sila ng PFL letter or yung procedural fairness letter para mag-explain kung bakit, 'di ba? May question si officer 'di ba? Yung document na pinasa nila is questionable.
Okay, so do not sign a form containing false information. Okay.
False
Papasok na
information.
tayo sa ikapito na tip to prevent immigration fraud.
Yes, get a copy of all forms you have signed. So, this is for your own records.
Okay, yung kasi mga kababayan, pag magfa-file na yung iyong RCIC, ay iba't ibang forms yan, di ba? Isa na nga yung
That's
binanggit mo, yung use of
Representative form.
Yung iba, nagva-vary depende sa inyong application. Kung ito ay student, ito ay worker, ito ay super visa, whatever, or tourist, ganyan, pwede kayo humingi ng forms na yon for your copy.
That's right, 'di ba? So kagaya ng sabi mo, iba-ibang forms 'yan, especially sa permanent resident form. So paulit-ulit yung information and sometimes 'di ba, tao lang tayo, minsan nagkakabaliktad ng spelling, nagkakabaliktad ng dates, ng birthdays, ganyan. So this is the reason why you get a copy and suriin yung mabuti na tama nga yung information na nakalagay doon sa forms.
Tama, tama. Very good suggestion. Okay, papasok na po tayo sa ikawalo na tip
Number
to
8.
prevent immigration fraud.
Number 8 is avoid paying in cash.
Okay.
Yes, kasi if you pay in cash, it may make it hard later to prove na binayaran mo sila. It is hard to track and they can always deny na nagbayad ka. Diba? So tayong mga immigration consultants, it's mandatory for us to open an account, a business trust account para sa immigration mismo. This is easier for us to track, diba? At recorded lahat. Doon pa lang makikita mo na legitimate nga yung transaction. Hindi yung under the table o kaya magbabayad ka ng cash.
True. All right. Okay. So that was tip number 8. Avoid paying in cash, mga kababayan. Papasok na tayo sa tip number 9.
Number 9, obtain invoices and receipts for all payments. So dapat meron kang invoice at resibo.
Yung RCIC, mag-i-issue ng resibo, nandun pa nga yung ano niya, di ba? Nandun yung address niya, nandun yung pangalan niya ng RCIC. Yung kanyang license number, pwedeng nakalagay din doon. Yun ang proof na nagbayad ka.
That's right. So, dito din nakalagay yung breakdown kung para saan yung binayaran mo. So, kunwari for when you sign the service agreement, nakalagay doon kung kailan ang first payment, kung kailan ang second payment, and kung kailan ang final. So, you will know what to expect. Hindi yung bigla ka nilang magugulat, may ibang hidden fees pa pala.
Alright, okay. Yeah, ang tawag dyan kumbaga transparency.
May transparency.
May transparency sa service agreement, may transparency sa resibo. Alright.
Resibo, yes.
Okay. Very clear. Papasok na tayo sa top pang-10 na tip to prevent immigration fraud in your application here in Canada.
Yes, sir. So ensure that your agreement is only for immigration services, not recruiting or job placement. Diba? So we wanted to be clear na yung mga immigration consultants, we process immigration-related matters. Kasi, diba, sometimes we interchange each other, recruitment and immigration consultant. Unless may recruitment license ang immigration consultant, they are and they can provide job placement. Pero tayo mga immigration consultant na walang recruitment license, doon lang tayo sa visas and work permit processing. We do not provide employers. We do not provide employment.
Kasi nga, mga kababayan, di ba, Arlene, common na, I'm sure nakatanggap ka na ganitong inquiry. Gusto ko magtrabaho dyan kahit na ano lang. 'Di ba? Parang nagja-jump kaagad sila na porket immigration consultant ka, eh, para bang marami ka ng contacts na mga trabaho, employment, ganyan, 'di ba? Ah,
Yes.
when in fact na ang talagang trabaho lamang ng immigration consultant ay yung processing ng papers niya.
Ng work permits and visa. Especially ngayon, madaming mga visitors na dumating dito. At ang dami, yes, ang dami nga nating inquiry na may employer po ba kayo? Do you provide jobs? We don't. Kasi hindi po kami recruitment. We only process work permit and LMIA kung meron ka ng employer.
Oo. Eh, meron bang, just to serve our Filipino clients, eh paano pag may nagtanong ng gano'n? Meron ho ba kayong kilala na naghahanap ng parang trabaho for me?
Well, ang ginagawa po namin in our office is yung sinasabi po namin sa recruitment agency po kayo magtanong or find an employer yourself. Kung meron ka na, then come back to us.
May sigurong follow-up na katanungan yung mga kababayan natin. Diyan ba sa Ontario may mga kilala na mga Filipino headhunters or mga Filipino employers, ganun, the recruitment agencies?
For now, wala po akong partner eh. So I just tell them na mag-Google search sa job bank, Indeed, exhaust yung search nila. Find an agency.
True. Okay. All right.
Yes, kasi based dun sa professional conduct natin, 'di ba? Hindi tayo allowed unless meron na nga tayong recruitment license.
True. All right, maliwanag. So, papasok na tayo sa kalahati.
Number 11.
Oo, sa pang-11th out of 20 tips to prevent immigration fraud.
Yes, nabanggit na natin to kanina, but to reiterate, be careful if a travel agent, an educational agent, or a recruiter offers you immigration services. Please, diba? In most cases, these agents are not authorized to offer immigration services. Make sure na yung kausap mo is yung license. Diba? Do your own diligence. Do your own research, diba? Para protektahan mo naman yung sarili mo. So before you sign up, before you agree for a consultation, na mag-background check ka sa company, diba? Mag-check ka ng reviews regarding this agency o kaya itong person na to.
Yeah, alam mo siguro ito common yung iba kasi na nag-pretending to be a consultant, nagbibigay ng immigration. Naka-encounter ka na ba ng kababayan natin na pumunta rito na estudyante? At hoping na tumagal pa siya rito, magkaroon siya ng trabaho after ng kanyang schooling, and yung kanyang dream also na maging PR, ganyan. Pero ang naibigay lang pala nung kanyang ahente ay isang course na wala namang pathway o walang post-graduation work permit na mangyayari, na lumapit sa iyo at nagpapatulong.
Marami po tayong cases na ganyan, Sir Robs, and it's very sad kasi they are selling a dream that is far from reality. Iba yung expectation. They are hearing what they want to hear. Na come to Canada, ang ganda-ganda dito. Come to Canada, maraming trabaho dito. Come to Canada, pagka-graduate mo, PR ka na kaagad. So these are information na hindi naman, it's far from reality. Diba? So syempre, kung ikaw Pilipino na nasa Philippines and that you are dreaming to come to Canada, tapos may na-encounter kang ganito, mabulaklak ang salita, diba? Then, papaniwala ka. Diba? But it's very sad na maraming mga ganon.
Oo nga sad story. Okay,
Yeah.
alright. Yeah, okay, papasok na tayo sa tip number 12.
Number 12, no one can guarantee a specific processing time frame.
Okay.
Okay? So we can only relay sa yung approximate timeline set out by immigration consultant or sorry by IRCC. So meron po tayong processing time. We can check that on the website.
True, oo. Alright. So maliwanag yung mga kababayan na walang garantiya kung kailan ka mabibigyan ng desisyon kung gaano katagal.
Decision.
Meron ka bang sobrang tagal na nabigyan ng desisyon?
Yes, we have parent grandparent PR application that we had submitted noong 2021 pa.
Mhm.
And we just got the approval, thankfully, last week.
Mhm.
And yeah, it took us 3 years before we received the decision. But yes, when we submit an application, we set the right expectations. We tell them na yung processing time frame nito could range from 2 years to 3 years. Para hindi yung every 2 weeks silang nagpa-follow up.
Alright. Nagpa-process ka ba ng student?
We do. Yes, we do.
Meron ka bang napakahabang processing time sa student?
Well, ang maximum namin is within 6 months. Pero ang pinakamabilis is 14 days.
Oh, yes. Oo. Ako, ang pinakamatagal ko sa student na nabigyan ng desisyon, 1 year.
Wow, ang tagal.
As a matter of fact, nag-lapse na yung 1 year. More than 1 year. So, nagpadala na kami ng letter of cancellation. Sa sulat ay because we opt to renew.
Yeah.
Gumawa ako ng sulat, sabi ko, we are now withdrawing our application because some of the documents we need to renew.
Yeah.
With the purpose of applying for renewal. Alam mo, ang sagot, akala ko, we are now accepting the withdrawal so you can apply for a new application eh. Ang sagot, approval eh. So parang natulog.
Oh, natulog siya. So, is this like a complicated case na meron siyang, diba, unique
Siguro ano
circumstance?
lang, siguro ano lang, masasabi natin na nag-file lang siya nasa ibang country siya. Hindi sa
Oh.
country of nationality niya. Oo. Pero nevertheless, ang tagal, 1 taon.
Yeah, pero it's a good thing na na na-approve na. So ilang beses kayo nag-defer?
Siguro 4.
Oh my gosh, buti ang tiyaga din ng school and ng student.
Nandito na siya at happy-happy naman siya.
That's good.
So
That's
happy.
good.
Yeah. Okay, so ilan na tayo? Ilang
Number
tayo?
13.
Number 13.
No one can guarantee that you can get a job and immigrate to Canada at the same time.
Okay.
Diba? Malinaw ulit yan. Your immigration consultant has to submit an approved LMIA with your work permit application depending on your eligibility then. So, diba? Kaya it's very important talaga na meron tayong consultation, one-on-one consultation with your immigration consultant. Kasi, diba, Sir Robs, we really assess yung sitwasyon ng isang application.
True. Yeah. So wala talagang guarantee. Mga
Walang
kababayan,
guarantee.
talagang tinuro 'yon sa eskwelahan pa lang sa RCIC. Never guarantee.
Yes. And pupunta tayo sa number 14, which is another guarantee. No one can guarantee that your application will be approved.
Ayun. Yan ang number 1. Diyan yung malalaman kaagad kung ang kausap nyo ay hindi immigration consultant na lisensyado. Kapag siya ay nagbibigay ng parang guarantee.
That's right, di ba? 100% guaranteed na kayo. Dito na kayo sa amin. Nobody can guarantee an approval kasi it's always the officer's discretion.
Yung iba nga, parang meron pa nga silang parang promotion. Hindi lang binabanggit, kundi part ng kanilang promotion na sila ay high or yung kanilang approval rating ay ganito, ganyan, di ba? Parang pinapaiwas ang mga licensed immigration consultants sa ganun na parang nagiging false hope
false hope. Kagaya nga ng sabi nila, di ba? If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true.
True, true, true. So, maliwanag na maliwanag. No one can guarantee that your application will be approved.
Yes, so no one will know yung outcome ng application mo. Kahit presidente pa yan, prime minister pa yan, they can never guarantee an approval.
Yes, correct. Okay, maliwanag. Papasok na tayo sa top 15 tip to prevent immigration fraud in
Yes.
Canada application.
Number 15, no one can influence the outcome of your immigration application.
Ayan.
Diba?
Meron ka na bang story ganyan?
Yes, yung sinasabi nila, may kakilala kami sa loob, may kakilala kaming immigration officer, di ba? I know someone who can make things easier for you. Di ba? So,
Parang Pilipinas lang.
parang Pilipinas lang, di ba? It's not what you know, but who you know, di ba? Pero the visa officer, they are trained to make, di ba, decision on your application based on the merits, di ba, of your case.
Mhm.
Okay, so they will only consider the reason of your application and your supporting evidence and documentation.
Okay. Meron bang tulong yung yung kunwari kumuha sila ng sulat sa isang member of parliament ng Canada? Nagkaroon ka na ba ng ganung experience?
Well,
Ako wala pa.
wala pa naman po. However, it's independent decision din kasi.
Correct. Correct.
Kayo po, what do you think?
Well, may nagsabi lang sa akin na kukuha daw siya ng sulat sa isang member of parliament nang i-endorse yung kanyang application.
Well, if anything, it's parang it's like questioning yung capacity ng immigration officer to make a decision on your application pag ganyan.
Oo nga eh. Ako although hindi natuloy yung transaction na yon, pero parang
Well, sometimes they do that kung yung application has been past the past processing time frame. Kung kunwari, it's been 3 years at wala pa ring decision, the MPs can nudge, like, hello, kumusta na yung
siguro,
application namin?
siguro kung medyo may official visit yung tao, no? Relating to one of the programs ng gobyerno, siguro. Oo. 'Di ba?
Yeah, pero dapat eligible din talaga yung aplikante, 'di ba, na pinopromote ng MP. However, no one
Yeah.
can influence yung
True.
outcome ng application.
Maliwanag na maliwanag. Okay, number 16 of the top 20 tip.
Number 16, always check that the person you are considering hiring is listed as active on the college's online public register. So active status means in good standing with the college and can legally offer Canadian immigration advice in exchange for a fee. So hindi siya revoked or suspended.
So doon nila titignan doon sa college website. Ang pangalan po rito mga kababayan noong grupo ng mga licensed immigration consultants, college, the college,
Yes.
'di ba, of regulated Canadian immigration consultants. Doon merong verify, o ano mo title nakalagay doon sa website, verify or check or look for your consultant.
Immigration consultant. Yeah, find your immigration consultant. So you just type first and last name or
Arlene Gapus. Gapus.
yeah, Robbie Canono.
Uh,
Diba? So
Arlene,
it will show.
ano ka ba? Meron kang kaapelido?
Wala po.
Wala. Ako rin wala eh.
Yeah, so they can find Gapus, GAPUZ, and it will show doon.
Nakalagay active.
Active.
Hindi, yung iba kasi, ano ba ang nakalagay doon sa iba na hindi dapat makipag-deal?
Revoked,
Revoked,
suspended,
suspended, or resigned.
or resigned, yes. Tapos meron din doon nakalagay kung minsan meron silang active disciplinary process or procedure na nangyayari, 'di ba? So it will show doon kung itong si immigration consultant ba ay nagho-hocus-pocus.
I see. Kumbaga may nag-complain sa kanya. Alright,
Yes,
okay.
may nag-complain.
Uy, malapit na tayo. 3 na lang. Okay,
17.
pasok na tayo sa top 17.
Okay, ito na naman yung mga ibang promises. Do not engage with an immigration website that uses the college's corporate logo. At so para sa ating kaalaman ng lahat, meron kasing logo ang CICC versus RCIC. So yung CICC, if you see that na nasa website ng isang fraudulent na company or agency, don't deal with them. Diba? Kasi tayo mga RCICs, we are trained to use, diba, yung authorized logo para
Mm.
sa promotional and marketing natin.
Alam mo, magandang point 'yan ano, to further broaden your point. Nakabalita ka na ba na ultimo yung pangalan ng isang RCIC, yung kanyang license, yung kanyang logo, ginamit din
Yes.
without the RCIC's knowledge, ginamit din?
Yeah, I think may dalawa sa ating colleagues na na victim of identity theft. 'Di ba? So, isa din ito sa titingnan natin that we talk to the RCIC mismo. If need be, 'di ba, ask for an ID. 'Di ba? Do your own due diligence.
Oo.
Um, 'Di ba? So, talk to someone na may naparating na dito sa Canada, 'di ba? Kagaya nga nun, Google review, check their websites, check their identity. So, exhaust all means para tignan na yung kausap mo is yung legit and the genuine RCIC.
Oo, pwede naman silang mag-Zoom din, 'di ba?
Yes, that's what we do. Zoom meetings, face to face. Yan yung ginagawa namin sa client namin. Kasi sometimes, di ba, may mga, may narinig pa ako noon na yung kausap daw nila is naka-Zoom meeting pero hindi siya gumagalaw. Alam mo yung AI?
Gano'n? Ano ba 'yun?
Oo, nagbayad sila
Oo.
ng sobrang laki. Kasi 'di ba may mga dumudulog sa atin and then we ask questions tapos nakausap mo ba sila? Oh, yes, nakausap ko sila pero yung parang yung bunganga lang gumagalaw.
Sobra na 'yun. Dapat 'yun, obvious na huwag ka na makipag-deal kapag gano'n.
'Di ba? Huwag ka na makipag-deal.
Walang
So,
personal approach, walang personal touch.
mararamdaman mo naman, 'di ba, if over-promising na yung kausap mo.
True, true, true. Alright. Okay, maliwanag. Okay, papasok na tayo sa
Number 18.
number 18.
So ensure the person you are considering hiring has professional liability insurance. So kaming, di ba tayo, Sir Rov, meron tayong errors and omission insurance. Part ito ng due diligence.
Yes.
Pagkausap, di ba? You can ask your ICIC to show a proof na merong insurance.
Oo. Tama. Ang bawat licensed immigration consultant ng Canada, mga kababayan, mandatory, meron tayo na errors and omissions insurance. Nawala ang mga ahente. Nawala
Yes.
ang mga nagpapanggap. Ano ba ang mangyayari kasi kapag may problema tapos wala yung kausap mo, wala palang ganun? Oo.
Diba? So, wala silang accountability. They can just disappear.
True.
Therefore, ghost.
Oo.
Go-ghost ka na nila. After makuha yung bayad mo, they're gone.
True, oo. Walang opisina or whatever, hindi 'di ba, iba't ibang senaryo, hindi mo na sila mahabol.
Wala
Wala silang
mahabol.
obligation sa
Okay.
Canada government, oo. Unlike ang mga RCIC, kung yun ang kadilin ng mga kliyente, meron tayong regulatory body na pwede tayong tanungin, questionin, i-follow up, 'di ba, yung status ng client or 'di ba, kung meron tayong
That's right.
'di ba? Oo.
Yeah. Kaya napaka-importante talaga na license yung i-hire mong representative kasi you yourself is protected. Kung may mangyari man na kunwari, 'di ba, nag-disappear,
Yeah.
you have someone to run to.
Alam mo ba, 'di ba tama, kahit na tayo, kunwari naging incapacitated tayo, 'yun ang kagandahan kapag ang ka-deal nila RCIC, kahit na naging incapacitated tayo, may ongoing application, tatakbo yung application mo dahil protected, meron tayong parang yung secondary na mag-aasikaso sa atin, di ba?
Yes, unplanned absence. So
Mm.
ito yung nandito rin, unplanned absence, nandyan din yung na, nakalagay yung terms sa service agreement, 'di ba? Anong mangyayari kung biglang nag-missing in action si RCIC, 'di ba? So they can go to the regulatory body at yung regulatory body will assign
Mm.
yung designated individual or designated person ng RCIC. So hindi protected, 'di ba, yung application mo, it still goes on.
Mm. Oo, so napakagandang punto 'yun, ano? Nawala yung mga ahenteng fake, no? Yung mga ghost consultants. So sa atin na license, kahit na nawala tayo for whatever reason, sickness, biglang whatever, merong tutuloy pa rin ang ano mo, ang application mo.
That's
Huwag kayong
right.
magalala sapagkat meron kaming internal arrangement with our regulatory body kung sino ang magtutuloy ng inyong application.
Yes, contingency plan, kumbaga.
Nawala ang mga fake ghost consult.
Consultants.
Okay,
Yeah.
napakagandang point yan. Okay, number ano na tayo?
19.
Number 19.
Number 19, the person you are considering hiring should be able to answer your questions about immigration or the college's code of professional conduct. Kasi before we get our license, we get through a rigorous process, 'di ba? We went to school for it, 'di ba? Para maging experts tayo. So for us to know lahat ng pasikot-sikot ng Canadian immigration law, 'di
Hmm.
ba? Na-encounter mo na din ba, Sir Robs, na yung mga estudyante na nandito ang akala nila pagka-graduate mag-PR na sila? Kasi ito yung na-promise sa kanila.
Yes. Hmm. Oo, at saka if I may add, sa eskwelahan ng mga immigration consultants, napakalaking session yung dinedevote sa code of conduct, sa
Yes.
ethics, di ba?
Yes.
Na walang ganyan din sa mga ahente, sa mga ghost consultants.
Yes.
Di ba? Oo. Bakit natin binibigyan ng importance yung code of ethics, yung our services to the clients, di ba? Kasi
Yes, because we have a duty.
yes.
It's our duty as immigration consultants to provide, 'di ba, ethical advice kay client. So we don't give false information, we do not give promises kung hindi naman eligible yung isang kliyente. We tell them right away, hindi ka pwede sa pathway na to.
True.
Diba? So we provide 'di ba, advice on the interest of the client.
Best interest of the clients.
Best interest.
Tama. All right. Okay, last. Nandito
Last one.
tayo ngayon sa pinakahuli. The
Pinakahuli.
20th tip to prevent immigration fraud.
You should not lie on your immigration application, even if you are encouraged to. Diba? So, misleading information will result to misrepresentation. And when you commit this, you can be banned for 5 years in Canada or you can be deported.
True.
Kung sa tingin mo nakalusot ka sa diploma mo, 'di ba, nagawa-gawa lang, kunwari galing recto, immigration has means, 'di ba? Kung nakapasa ka sa study permit, 'di ba? Nakapunta ka dito using false documentation, someday, somewhere along the road, they will know.
Ikaw ba, may dalawa tanong ko sa'yo. Number one, ano ba yung common na nagkakaroon sila ng pagkakamali? Yung iba kasi intentional, iba akala nila okay lang. At saka nagkaroon ka naman ng experience na fraudulent document?
Hindi pa naman. However, meron akong client na dumating or who reached out to us at sinabi na ang sabi kasi ng consultant, okay lang na magpagawa ng, 'di ba, gawa-gawa ng business permit
Ay,
para idagdag sa home tie. O kaya naman,
Pagpagawa,
nagpagawa, di
oh.
ba? O kaya naman yung
Pwede
bank
naman siyang kumuha ng
statements.
business permit kung tutuusin. Kaso, lalabas, brand new.
Oo, di ba? Kunwari may business kang ganito, kukuha sila ng barangay business permit. Di ba? O kaya naman yung bank statements nila.
Oo.
Di ba?
Ako,
So,
on my end, yun, bank statement na question. Hindi na nag-reply yung client. Siguro guilty.
guilty siya.
Yun ang procedural letter, tapos hindi na nag-reply.
Oh boy. Kaya sa consultation pa lang, yung unang sinasabi ko is kung meron man akong alam, dapat malaman, you have to let me know right away para alam ko kung paano ka i-defend. Kunwari, meron sila, TNT sila sa ibang bansa, meron silang criminal background,
Yan, so
o
ang
kaya
mga common
naman,
TNT, ano pa, criminal background, kahit na 10
yan.
years ago, 20 years ago, ano pa?
Yung medical, number one
Medical
din yan, kung meron ka bang TB, di ba?
fees,
Yan. Or previous refusal.
previous refusal ng visa kahit saang bansa.
Kahit saang bansa, you have to let me know right away kasi these are statutory questions na kailangan nating sagutan. And 'di ba, Canada immigration shares systems, 'di ba, with other countries. That's why nalalaman nila to. So we never lie on your application.
Yung iba nakakalimutan yung previous marriage.
Yun na, di ba? Bakit ganun?
Oo.
Ay, common law ko pala tong partner ko na to. Ngayon, isasali ko na siya, di ba? Mga ganyan.
Meron yung mga anak nila sa pagkabinata, dalaga, hindi nila naisama, tapos biglang gusto nilang kunin ngayon.
Yeah, that's a possible misrepresentation. It's questionable, di ba?
Yes, all right. Okay.
Yun.
So, baka may i-add ka pa to summarize?
To summarize, so maging alerto tayo, 'di ba? Maging mapanuri and do your own due diligence, your own research before you sign or before you pay, 'di ba? A consultant.
That is right. Okay. Thank you so much. Saan kanila mo contact kung gusto kanilang kontakin for their immigration applications?
Yeah, nasa Facebook po kami, GPZ Immigration Consultancy Services Inc. Sa Facebook din, yung Facebook ko, personal, Arlene Gapus. And we have a website, gpzimmigration.com or gpzimmigration.ca.
Thank you so much and good luck doon sa pagiging nominee sa RBC Canadian Women's Entrepreneurs Awards 2024. Baka
Thank you,
gusto
Sir
kami
Robs.
bigyan ng konting briefing kung ano tong naging nominated ka na award na ito.
Yeah, so this is a prestigious award ng RBC and it's called the Women of Influence. Kasi sa RBC, 'di ba, or when we open our company, we need to have a trust account, 'di ba, sa mga banks. So the bank had appointed a business representative for me where we meet every year. Nangangamusta sila kung kumusta na ang company, kumusta na ang business, if we need anything and something like that. And small talk, 'di ba, na anong ginagawa mo, how do you do this, 'di ba? So ano yung mga achievements ninyo? So nakwento ko kasi yung caregiver application ng January, 'di ba? If you remember yung HCCP, Home
Yes.
Child Care Provider and Home Support Worker Program, they open every year ng January 1st. So at that time, sinabi ko na I have to work on New Year's Day.
Oh.
Kasi kailangan namin isubmit yung
Ooh.
application and di ba, napaka-stressful lang time na yon. And
Oo.
I have described kung gaano ka-stressful yung preparation going to that day and on that day mismo, di ba? Pagkabukas
True.
pa lang ng 9 a.m., ang dami nating technical issues. Tapos after natin makilagin, we only have few hours, 3 hours this year, di ba?
True.
So I think 1:30 p.m. pa lang sarado na
Sarado
yung
na. Puno na.
portal. Otherwise, our clients have to wait for another year, 12 more months before they can submit their application. So Natuwa siya. Natuwa siya sa gano'n na ito yung mga sacrifices ninyo to make somebody else's life, 'di ba? Na magbigay ng positive impact sa buhay ng mga clients natin, 'di ba? So, Sir Robs, we are making dreams reality.
True, true.
So, dito na, kaya sabi niya gano'n, why don't you tell your story?
Mm.
'Di ba? Kasi sabi niya, I am an immigrant myself. I've been through the process ng ganyan and I know how it is. I know how it is challenging and complicated yung process ng immigration and we are lucky to have someone like you. 'Di ba? Yung tayong mga licensed immigration consultants who are working very hard, 'di ba, round the clock. Kasi ang dami kasing mga bad reputation, 'di ba? Yung bad people, they provide bad rep for us. Which is, ito yung mga ghost, hindi sila yung mga license. Whereas, kaya we are working really hard to raise public awareness.
Alright.
Ganyan.
Okay, so invite mo kami. Let us know kung merong awarding na magaganap. Okay? And congratulations. Napakagandang asset yan sa
Thank you.
RCIC. A
Thank you
nominee
po.
for the RBC Canadian Women's Entrepreneur Awards 2024. Alright, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Sir Robs, and salamat sa oras mo. And thank you for your platform. Ang daming natutulungan, nare-reach out ng mga videos mo, and salute po.
Thank you so much, Arlene. And mga kababayan, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching ABC All About Canada, a program that inspires, educates, and informs our fellow Filipinos with important and relevant issues happening in the Philippine-Canadian community. My name is Rovi Canono. I'm your host. I will see you again.
Paalam!